Start with Fanendo Adi. Didn't play last game, and obviously he's an imposing striker. What are some of those challenges the back line and yourself have to kind of do to contain him and I guess the rest of the front line?
Well, I think last game the goal he scored is probably one of the easier ones he's scored against us. He seems to find the net an awful lot against us, but on that one we just have to just pick up the runners, and one of them he's wide open. I think that was the easiest one. But like I said before, I think he's a very good striker. He's a handful. He can hold the ball really well, can fight for balls, can shoot, can head. So he has everything. We know what they're about. So let's just try to make it as difficult as possible.
Nico coming through for you guys again. Are you starting to expect that he's going to come through in the big moments for you?
Well, you don't want to rely on it, but he seems to be pretty consistent, so that's good. He's a world-class player, It's he's found the back of the net for us, but I think he's had a number of assists, and I think a number of dangerous balls that probably should have turned into assists. So I think that's the biggest thing. He's a team player that kind of puts his teammates in really, really good positions, and so we need for him. Hopefully, he can keep doing that.
You guys obviously had a very strong pre-existing team sort of culture and everything else here, but how has he added to that?
I was actually saying that to Tommy today. If you look at Nico and Oba, Nico's definitely not a one-for-one replacement. So in terms of finding a goal scorer who can create on his own, So I think him and with the combination of what the team has been able to get better at, I think that's what's kind of made the replacement of Oba possible in a way. So what does he bring? For me, the biggest thing I think is the off the ball movement. I think he moves exceptionally well off the ball, and he forces other guys to move off the ball as well, which allows us to. I think we found penetrating balls way more than we did before. We used to have a lot of possession, but it would always be left to right. Now it's more vertical. It's up and back, and it's making other teams turn and run and chase, and it puts us in dangerous positions.
But even more probably off the field and in the locker room. How has he maybe added to your guys' culture and your guys' mindset and everything else?
He's a pretty quiet guy right now. I think he's latched onto the Latino side with the guys. That made him feel very welcome in the locker room. I'm sure all the guys have made him feel well welcome. Everybody respects him right from the get-go. With his resume and quality that we knew right away that he was going to be an integral part of our team. So I don't think he has to say too much to really be a presence in the locker room in that way. I think his game speaks for itself.
Sure.
With Jones and Mears going up and down on the flanks, how important has it been for the communication between Evans and Marshall in the middle and you to make sure there's somebody back?
Yeah, it's huge, and it's for the main part, you don't want to be caught with both guys going at the same time. That's the thing. So it's realizing when do we have the ball on the left side, and maybe the chance to move further up the pitch on that side has gone, and we're in the process of swinging it around. When can you now make that switch that the right side starts going forward and the left starts retreating back? So that's one thing that's organizationally we're trying to work on and trying to get better, just to make sure that we constantly have that cover and we're sliding as a team.
Let's start from you from the back on that, since you've got the overall picture and kind of moving guys around in front of you.
I'm part of the defense, so sometimes it's difficult to communicate that all the way, but it's a chain, right? If I see something, I try to tell the guys in front of me, and they try to get the message across to the guys in front of them.
How different is the squad's overall mindset and mentality coming into this game against Portland compared to the last time you guys played down there and the disappointing result?
Well, we have a lot more confidence, for one. Obviously, we've been down there before in the past and had dug ourselves a hole. I think it was the 4-4 game where I think we were down 4-2, and at that point, if you quit, then that's the game. But we had that belief back then, and I think we almost ended up winning that game. So I think we have that confidence, especially now with that Houston game, where we stick with it and we keep fighting until the very, very last minute and get rewarded for it. That fight is there, and we're going to need it this weekend for sure.